Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the channel, and we continue our journey toward academic excellence. And today we are going to discuss another topic that is human nutrition, and it is also known as animal nutrition. This topic is for the students of O levels, IGCSE, or GCSE. Whether you are appearing through Cambridge, Edexcel, AQA, or OCR. So this topic or this video lecture will definitely help you people. In this topic, we are going to discuss about food and the different components of food, and we are going to discuss about digestive system and its functioning. As this is a very lengthy topic, so we are segregating this topic in two video lectures, and the very first video lecture that I am going to deliver today is about food, and it is about nutrients. When it comes to food, what we eat as breakfast in the morning, as lunch in the afternoon, or as dinner in the evening. So what is that food? That food is actually mixture of different nutrients. So now the question arises, what is a nutrient? A nutrient is a substance, a chemical substance that is a part of your food, and this chemical substance provides you with energy, and this substance provides you with the raw material. With the energy and with the raw material, you can perform life processes within your body. Your cells can carry on the life processes. Means these nutrients are providing you with the energy and with the raw material that can be used within the body to raise new cells, to maintain growth, to maintain healing and repairing process, to develop immunity. And the energy is used for movement of the body organs, for the movement of the individual as a whole, or even for reproduction. So nutrients, there are a number of different types of nutrients. And why they are of different types? Because a single nutrient cannot meet all the requirements. Means different nutrients have got their different significances. And that's why we need multiple different type of nutrients in our food in different proportions, so that these nutrients in the mixture in the form of a food can meet all our requirements. Generally, we classify nutrients in two categories: micronutrients and macronutrients. And this segregation is done on the basis of their bulk requirement, and this is done on the basis of their significance in the life. Micronutrients are the ones that are needed in very minute quantities, in very small quantities. These nutrients are likely to support various essential functions of the body. These nutrients, if they are not present in our diet, or they are in less quantities in our diet, so we can still manage our survival, but with miseries. But we can still maintain our survival. Like minerals, like vitamins. So these are present in our food, not in the bulk amount, but in very minute quantities. And we can have various life benefits through these minerals and vitamins. But when it comes to macronutrients, these are the nutrients. We cannot survive without these nutrients, because these nutrients are going to make structural components of the various cell components, various cell organelles, like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. That's why these nutrients are present in larger amounts, in larger masses in our food. And these nutrients, like fats and proteins, they are required to make membranes, including cell membrane. Carbohydrates like glucose is needed for respiration and generate energy. Similarly, proteins are needed to make enzymes, that are to catalyze, that are to speed up the chemical reactions that occur inside the cells or within the body. So without these nutrients, our survival is not possible. So they are very integral component of our diet, and that's why the maximum mass of our food is contributed by these macronutrients. Dietary fiber and water, they have also got their essential importance, and we will be discussing them in the category of macronutrients. First of all, we proceed with the micronutrients, and we discuss minerals first. Minerals are very important to us because these minerals, when they are serving as component of various enzymes, they are making those enzymes to work efficiently and effectively. And certain life molecules, they also have these minerals as essential components. For example, without calcium, bones would not be existing. Without iron, there is no concept of hemoglobin. Without magnesium, there is no concept of chlorophyll. So these minerals are very important because these minerals help enzymes to work efficiently and effectively, and the chemical reactions proceed at the required rate. And these minerals help us to build essential molecules within the body for essential life processes. Over here, we will be discussing two important minerals. One is iron and the other is calcium. Why do we need calcium? Calcium is very important because our bones, our teeth, they have got calcium phosphate, a calcium salt, a very essential component of our bones. This calcium is not only required for bones, this calcium is required for healthy nervous communication. This calcium is required for healthy muscular contraction. And this calcium is also important when it comes to memory because the brain cells, that is the nerve cells, they maintain their communication with each other. So that would not be possible without calcium. So this calcium is very important to us. And if we do not have enough calcium in our diet or even no calcium in our diet, so that is going to create a lot of problems to us. So that is what we call deficiency disease. The main deficiency disease that occurs because of calcium deficiency, this is rickets. And ricket is characterized by weak, soft bones that are likely to deshape or fracture even with a smaller pressure. And why is it so? Because there is no calcium to keep these bones strong, to keep these bones thick. So when calcium is not there, the bones become thin, they become fragile. So they can easily get D-shaped or fractured with even a little pressure. This calcium deficiency also results poor nervous communication, poor muscular activities or muscular contraction. Again, the people might be facing headache or may not be work very efficiently any muscular activity at all. But where do we get this calcium from? So calcium can be availed mainly from milk because milk and its characteristic color is because of calcium dissolved in it. So milk is an essential source of calcium and it is readily available to everyone in the world. Other than milk, calcium can be obtained from the food sources, from the food that we can obtain from the sea, from the oceans, like fish, prawns, shrimps, lobsters, etc. So they are also a rich source of calcium. Certain vegetables or fruits can also provide you with calcium, but with a little amount. Iron is another important mineral, and iron is needed for making hemoglobin, a protein found in the red blood cells that is responsible for the oxygen transport. This iron is needed for making hemoglobin, for making red blood cells, and if iron is deficient in our diet, so definitely hemoglobin formation will be affected, less hemoglobin will be formed, it means less red blood cells will be formed, and less red blood cell means anemia, a disease where oxygen supply is reduced to the body tissues, body muscles. And in that case, body tissues, body muscles are not able to maintain sufficient aerobic respiration to meet their energy requirement. So in that case, they would not be able to serve, do any muscular activity effectively. They would not be able to work. They would not be able to memorize anything effectively. So if we want to avoid this deficiency disease, anemia, we need iron. And where we can have this iron from? So iron we can obtain from green vegetables like spinach. We can obtain iron from fruits, apple, banana, they are rich source of iron. And any other fruit like apricot, peach, they also have iron in them. And similarly, from meat, we can have iron too, like red meat, meat from goat meat like mutton, beef, or even liver, that is also rich in iron. When it comes to vitamins, so how do these vitamins help us? That vitamins within the body cells, they make coenzymes, and these coenzymes help efficient and faster working of enzymes. So means with the help of these coenzymes, enzyme activity becomes fast and it becomes quick and efficient. So these vitamins are very essential to us. Now we are going to discuss two important vitamins here. One is vitamin D and the other is vitamin C. Vitamin C is very important because it keeps our skin healthy and fresh. It keeps our gums healthy and fresh. And this vitamin C also helps in maintaining healthy immune system. But vitamin C deficiency is there in the food, that we do not have enough food or enough vitamin C. So definitely we are going to suffer from deficiency disease. The major deficiency disease is scurvy. In scurvy, skin becomes rough and cracky, and gums also become loose and they start bleeding. The gums lose their grip over the teeth, and tooth fall is likely to occur. Similarly, prolonged deficiency of vitamin C will lead to poor immunity, and the person is likely to suffer from various infections. But if we want this disease should not affect us, so what we need? We need vitamin C. And what are the sources? Citrus fruit. A fruit that provides us with the vitamin C is orange, lemon. They are the rich source. And even we can have vitamin C from peach and grapes as well. Vitamin D. Vitamin D also helps in maintaining healthy bones, healthy teeth, healthy nervous communication, and healthy muscular contraction. How? Because vitamin D helps promote calcium ion absorption. So if there is enough vitamin D in our blood, in our body, so more and more calcium ion will be absorbed in the body and it will be utilized. But if vitamin D deficiency is there, so definitely calcium ion absorption will be reduced. And again, rickets, we are likely to experience as a deficiency disease, accompanied with poor nervous communication and muscle contraction. So in order to avoid such situation, so we need vitamin D in sufficient quantities in our food, and milk is a rich source of vitamin D, as well as vitamin D can be obtained from the food, obtained from the oceans, obtained from the seas, like fish, prawns, crabs, etc. They can also provide us with vitamin D. And even our skin cells can produce vitamin D when they are exposed to sunlight. So our skin cells are capable to produce vitamin D when they are exposed to sunlight. When it comes to water, so water is very important because living cells and living organisms body, they majorly contain water, making maximum mass of their body. Like within cells, cells at an average have 75% water within their cells. And similarly, living organisms in their whole body, they contain approximately 70% water by mass. Why is that water important? Because water is serving as universal solvent. It's the water that can dissolve inorganic and organic solutes in it. And at a time, more than one solutes can be dissolved within that water. And the best known examples of such solutions, that is blood, and another is milk. Like in milk, we have vitamin D, we have calcium, we have lactose sugar, we have protein casein as well, dissolved within the water. Okay. This water is serving as a cooling agent. Like when we are getting our body hot, when we absorb heat from the surrounding, or we respire a lot. So the water we lose during sweat. When we sweat, we lose water. Water carries excess energies along, and we feel cool when we start sweating. Similarly, in plants, there is a process transpiration. So during transpiration, plants lose water as water vapors that carry excess energies, and plant body is kept cool to normal temperatures in order to stay alive and function successfully. Similarly, water is serving as a reaction medium, and means cytoplasm has got within the cells. Cytoplasm has got a due water concentration. So solids, solutes can dissolve in water, and in their water soluble state, they can collide with the enzymes, they can react, and they can turn into products. Water is needed for photosynthesis as raw material. So if no water, no photosynthesis, no oxygen, no food available, not even for plants, but for animals as well. At the same time, what we have water important to us because hydrolysis, that is digestion, that occurs inside our digestive system. So this digestion is also mainly hydrolysis that needs water, because enzymes that are responsible for digestion of protein, they have got two active sites. One active site contains protein, and the other active site can be loaded with water. So without water, food cannot be digested. Water is serving as transport agent. Water that is rising up to the leaves from the roots, that also carries minerals in the dissolved form. Even the sugars prepared, amino acid prepares in the leaves during photosynthesis. So these sugars are traveling in the whole plant body in the water soluble state. The blood that is running in our blood vessels, that carries these nutrients in the water soluble state from one part of the body to another part. And water is important for excretion, because the urine we excrete, that mainly contains water, because the toxic substances we are getting rid of, they are highly toxic, and this water dilutes them, and this water actually basically helps us to get rid of these waste substances. Water is very important for the aquatic organisms, like fish, like tortoises, like prawns, all other underwater animals, even underwater plants. They need water as their immediate environment. So water is important for them because they maintain all their needs with the help of water that is surrounding. So if there is not enough water in our body, what problems we can face? Dehydration, and dehydration will make us sluggish, will make us do little work, and will not let us work or live effectively. At the same time, less water means we may be suffering from constipation problem, and prolonged constipation can lead to intestinal ulcers. At the same time, toxicity would be prevailed within the body, because less water, less urination, so toxic substances like urea would be staying more of the time within the body. So problems would be raising for the body as well. And where we can have water means we can directly have water by drinking water or water made juices or shakes. Food can also provide us with water. and even when we respire, so that also produces water and that gets mixed up within the body. Dietary fiber. Dietary fiber, generally known as roughage. This dietary fiber is very important to us because it keeps our intestine healthy, it prevents constipation, and it reduces the chances of developing intestinal cancer. What is this dietary fiber actually made up of? Plant products, they do contain cells, and plant cells do have cell wall made up of cellulose fibers, and these cellulose fibers are actually serving as roughage, serving as dietary fiber. We do not produce any enzyme that can digest cellulose fibers. So cellulose fibers remain in our food residue, or in our feces as undigested material. But this is a benefit to us. Why? Because cellulose fibers have got strong affinity for water molecules, and it retains some water inside the feces, inside the residue. It does not allow the intestine to absorb all the water in the residue. Some of the water is retained within the residue, and this water keeps the residue, keep the feces soft, moist, and for intestine, it becomes easy to push that food in the forward direction towards rectum, and then later pushing it out of the body. But if there is no water, so that will lead to constipation, because cellulose fibers are not there in the diet, they are not there in the residue. Intestine will absorb all the water in the residue will become dry, and it will become hard. And it would be harder for the intestinal muscles to push that residue, that feces, forward towards the rectum. And in that case, the friction that is exercised by that dry residue, that friction can cause ulcers on the wall of small intestine, even on the wall of large intestine. And these ulcers can, in future, can lead to intestinal cancer. That is what we generally know as colon cancer. So deficiency of dietary fiber will lead less water in the residue, that will lead to constipation, intestinal ulcer, or colon cancer. So that's why what we need to feed on plant products like fruit, like vegetables, etc. So these are the few components of the diet that are taken as micronutrients, like minerals and vitamins we discussed. And we have also discussed about water and dietary fiber significance. And next we are going to discuss about carbohydrates, proteins, and fats and their significance.